teaming up to face the team of Chris Jericho and Kevin Owens. Now, if you guys are wondering how this match came to be, last week Roman Reigns and Kevin Owens engaged in a one-on-one competition to find out who will be the number one contender for Seth Rollins' WWE Universal Championship at Extreme Rules. We all know how that match ended. Roman Reigns, Superman punched Kevin Owens. He started bleeding, blood pouring out of his head, and that was the end of the match. Roman Reigns was able to pin Kevin Owens, but because Seth Rollins came out and got involved, Kevin Owens was added to the mix. And again, I know last video I was saying that I'm not a big fan of Kevin Owens, neither is anybody else, but Kevin Owens deserves to have another opportunity to fight for the championship. Because I mean, if you think about it, Seth Rollins getting involved, that's a little bit unfair for Kevin Owens. So I mean, it's only right we give Kevin Owens a match that he deserves. So tonight, Roman Reigns will be teaming up with Dean Ambrose. Now, the reason why he is teaming up with Dean Ambrose is because Ambrose has recently been having some issues with Chris Jericho. Those two men faced off 2 weeks ago on Raw, and Chris Jericho was able to pick up the victory due to distracting the referee after Ambrose hit the dirty deeds, and Ambrose was the one who fell short on that night. But there goes Ambrose. You can see how focused Ambrose is right now. Dean Ambrose has not taken his eyes off that ring. He is ecstatic to get an opportunity to put his hands on Chris Jericho tonight. So there's a lot of ways that this match could pan out. I mean, I know Seth Rollins, the WWE Universal Champion, is somewhere in the back spectating this match, because all four of these men, even though we know that Rollins will be defending the title against Reigns and Owens, all four of these men have a potential of getting a future WWE Universal Championship shot. And speaking of Chris Jericho, here comes the man who made the infamous list of Jericho. Yep, this is Chris Jericho coming out tonight teaming with Kevin Owens. Now, there hasn't really been a lot of interaction between these two on Universe mode. This is their first case of teaming up tonight. But from what I've seen, Chris Jericho and Kevin Owens are getting along pretty well because they both have something in common. The thing that they both have in common is that they are both narcissists who will do anything they can to get what they want. And that's honestly what's made Chris Jericho a 6-time world champion and a record 9-time intercontinental champion. So Chris Jericho now, he seems pretty relaxed, knowing the fact that Dean Ambrose is pretty much pacing back and forth in the ring, wanting to kill him right now. But Jericho is keeping his calm, and that's honestly what you have to do in these kind of matches, because in 2 weeks' time, Chris Jericho and Dean Ambrose will be going one-on-one at Extreme Rules, and Chris Jericho is basically looking at this match just for momentum. And here comes Kevin Owens, the man who was on the receiving end of a really heavy beatdown from Roman Reigns. I mean, the general manager saying that if it wasn't for Seth Rollins, Kevin Owens may have had more of a fighting chance. But from what I've seen, Kevin Owens was kind of getting beat up either way. So Seth Rollins kind of gave Kevin Owens a chance to breathe, because Roman Reigns was like, "Hey, what you doing out here?" But either way, this is Kevin Owens right now, guys, and he's looking forward to possibly taking that WWE Universal Championship away from Seth Rollins come Extreme Rules. That's going to be one hell of a match. We have so many Extreme Rules matches going on in 2 weeks at the pay-per-view. It's going to be an astounding pay-per-view. We have a lot of matches on the SmackDown side of things. We have a lot of things on the Raw side of things. And 205 and NXT have not really been lacking either. There's been good content on both shows, on all 4 shows, if I might add. But the only 2 shows we're going to be focusing on for this pay-per-view in 2 weeks will be SmackDown and Raw. So Roman Reigns not wasting any time throwing Chris Jericho right out of the ring. These two men, they haven't really squared up at all, but there's definitely some bad blood going on right now, because you already know Chris Jericho. He's always talking smack to his opponents the night of the match, and now Chris Jericho is trying to show Reigns what he has. So just to quickly update you guys on the rest of the night's card, or the major matches on the night's card. last week, Monday Night Raw commenced a mini tag team championship tournament. Nothing too big, just only 4 tag teams. And the club, Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows, was able to get the victory over over Cesaro and Sheamus, the newly formed tag team of Cesaro and Sheamus. Kenny Omega, the new leader of the club, got involved in that match, distracting Cesaro and Sheamus, so he catapulted his team into the drawing. So now the club will be facing off against the winners of the match I was just about to say next week. Enzo and Cass were able to defeat the Dudley Boys in the second match of this tournament. So next week, live on Monday Night Raw, it's going to be Enzo and Cass versus the club, Gallows and Anderson. And speaking of Kenny Omega and Finn Balor have really been throwing some shots at each other. They have not had nice things to say about each other. Because a quick summary: Finn Balor was the leader of the then Bullet Club in New Japan Pro Wrestling when he was with Gallows and Anderson, and now Gallows and Anderson are in the WWE under the instructions of Kenny Omega. So they've been going back and forth, saying a whole bunch of things. Not really a lot of physical altercations between Omega and Finn Balor, but you can guarantee that they're probably going to be locking up sometime in the future. But going back to the tag team scene, that is what's going to happen next week. We're going to have Gallows and Anderson versus Enzo and Cass. The winner of that match will go on to Extreme Rules to face the New Day for the Raw Tag Team Championships. And also, there was a #1 contenders match between Alicia Fox and Paige was able to get the victory over Alicia Fox. So Charlotte gonna have a lot to deal with at Extreme Rules, because Paige is not an easy opponent to defeat. So now, since I have you guys pretty much caught up on what's been going on Raw, we're gonna go back to this match, as Dean Ambrose right now he was laying the beat down to Kevin Owens, but Kevin Owens countering right there with that power bomb. And now here comes Chris Jeri-KO, and Ambrose dumping Owens over the top rope. I mean, it's a lot easier said than done. Owens is a big man, but Chris Jeri-KO taking advantage of the distraction yet again, and he just hit Ambrose with a chicken wing suplex. And he was going for that springboard drop kick, and Ambrose was able to avoid that. I don't think Ambrose was even trying to avoid that. It was just luck that Chris Jeri-KO missed. And here comes the big dog, Roman Reigns. If you're Roman Reigns, you have to be a little bit stressed out, because you would think that after defeating Kevin Owens fair and square in the middle of the ring last week in a really, really competitive match, that he would earn his one-on-one match against Seth Rollins. But nope. General manager added Kevin Owens into the fray just because Seth Rollins got involved in the match. So I mean, that's a little bit unfair for Reigns, but again, that's the best way the manager could have been fair, because nobody came out to the aid of Kevin Owens that night. So thus we have a triple threat match for the WWE Universal Championship at Extreme Rules. So here we go, Kevin Owens and Roman Reigns. This is a little bit of a preview of what's to come at Extreme Rules. Owens with that gutbuster, dropping Roman Reigns around the leg. Oh, and that senton, man. All of that weight right onto the abdomen of Roman Reigns. No matter how big you are, that's going to hurt you. Because Kevin Owens, once again, is a big man. That is almost 300 pounds right onto the abdomen of Reigns. Reigns was somehow able to come back from that beatdown and makes the tag to Dean Ambrose. Nice neck breaker there by Roman Reigns. A little bit of a goodbye present as he's heading outside the ring. Ambrose is the legal man, and now he's telling Owens to get up. You already know what this is. Ambrose may be going for that elbow, and oh no, never mind. Came out with the drop kick. That's what makes Dean Ambrose a very, very talented superstar. He's been able to pretty much switch up his offense at a snap of a finger, and nobody has really been able to keep up with Dean Ambrose. And I mean, Chris Jeri-KO was able to outsmart Dean Ambrose 2 weeks ago on Raw, getting that victory, distracting the referee. And there goes a cover there by Roman Reigns. Will this be enough? And no, Kevin Owens kicks out. So I think both of these superstars, Ambrose and Reigns, were pretty much happy to look at the card to see that they get an opportunity to put their hands on both Kevin Owens and Chris Jeri-KO. But also they have to think about 2 weeks at Extreme Rules. They cannot afford to get an injury, and from what I'm seeing right now, Kevin Owens is not only looking to win this match, he is looking to hurt Roman Reigns and decrease Roman Reigns' chance of winning that Universal Championship in a couple of weeks. So Ambrose watching patiently. He really wants to get back into this match. Kevin Owens has some dark intentions for Reigns, and oh my God, that rolling senton off the top rope, that's definitely going to do some damage to the lower lumbar region of Roman Reigns. And oh God, right into the corner goes Reigns, and wow, can you believe that? An enziguri from Kevin Owens. I don't think I've ever even seen Owens really do that in the real WWE, but that right there just startled me. And I think, oh, there we go, cannonball right onto Roman Reigns. The jaw catch and all that. Kevin Owens is looking to get some revenge right now on Roman Reigns. Pop-up powerbomb inbound, and Roman Reigns in trouble. And Owens hits all of that. Pop-up powerbomb. Dean Ambrose needs to get in there. And Roman Reigns, not needing the assistance from Ambrose, able to get the kick out on his own, but that was very close. That right there has to mess with Kevin Owens mentally a little bit. That was his best shot, and that was not able to keep the big man down. And just to think, Roman Reigns will be, oh my God, Superman punch right on the button. But Roman Reigns not going for the cover like he should have. He's just continuing the beatdown on Kevin Owens. And there goes that cut. I was wondering when that was going to play a part in this match. That cut that Roman Reigns busted open last week on Monday Night Raw. And there goes the roll-up. And up, Roman Reigns able to counter it into a single-handed power bomb. Owens is bleeding from the forehead. That cut is reopened, and Roman Reigns now celebrating. There's a little bit of an early celebration there, Roman. I mean, you haven't gotten the victory yet. Kevin Owens in a really bad position though. The self-proclaimed guy, Roman Reigns, was looking pretty good until Owens counter with that inverted DDT. There goes a cover by Owens and a kick out by Reigns. Both Chris Jericho and Dean Ambrose are pretty quick to get in that ring because they know that both of these men are weary and tired. And now look at Owens using the second rope to try to cheat a victory. Maybe took a little bit of page out of Chris Jericho's handbook. And now look at Owens. Well, Owens normally uses both hands to use that taunt, but I guess the game glitched a little bit right there. And now Kevin Owens continuing the onslaught on Roman Reigns' leg. This right here has been a very, very, very vicious confrontation between these two teams. Chris Jericho now getting the tag. Kevin Owens and Jericho looking really good right now. I mean, Owens got hit with a Superman punch full on before, but that doesn't really seem to phase him right now as Dean Ambrose breaking up that cover. I mean, Jericho and Ambrose don't really have a championship match. And, oh my God, Jericho just got laid out with the Superman punch. But Roman Reigns again, there you go. Now he's going for the cover. Roman Reigns just lit up Jericho's night. And that will be it. Ambrose and Reigns with the victory tonight on Monday Night Raw. Oh my, what a 2 weeks this has been for Roman Reigns. He got a victory over Kevin Owens with that Superman punch. And now he got a victory over Owens and Jericho using that same move. Jericho did not even know what hit him. He was expecting to come off of that rope with maybe a crossbody of some sort. But Roman Reigns just came out of nowhere right here. Bang! Superman punch right on the kisser. Kevin Owens came inside the ring, but I guess Roman Reigns psyched Owens out a little bit by stomping on Jericho. And by the time that Owens realized Jericho was in trouble, Roman Reigns already won the match. What a victory for the former two members of the Shield. What a main event on Monday Night Raw. These guys literally just tore each other apart. Vicious match. Kevin Owens cut up yet again. I wonder how that's going to play a part in the Extreme Rules match. Well, there you have it, guys. That's the main event of Monday Night Raw. We also just got an announcement about the main event next week. Seth Rollins, the WWE Universal Champion, will be going one-on-one with the United States Champion, Rusev. I wonder how that's going to turn out. Will Seth Rollins be able to gain some momentum going into the Extreme Rules pay-per-view later on that Sunday? Well, guys, that is Monday Night Raw for you. The next time we'll be coming to you on Universe Mode is for 205 Live. We're going to see what's going on with TJ Perkins, Brian Kendrick, and all of his friends on 205 Live. That is the episode for you guys today. We will see you next